Hello everyone and welcome and happy Capricorn full moon. So this is known as the solstice moon, and it is bringing in a beautiful energy of peace and abundance and love that we can really tap into. I felt called to do this video outside today just to really soak in these incredible energies. So this full moon was exact on the 24th at 2:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're still very much in these energies. There's also lots of other things happening in the cosmos right now as well, where we have Mercury now going direct. We're just coming out of eclipse season. So there's a lot to really integrate around this energy that I'm excited to dive into today. So say hi as you jump on. Hello, Emer. So good to have you here. Happy full moon. Feel free to share with me as well just how you are experiencing these energies, how you're finding these energies, what you're releasing and letting go of in these energies. Full moons are always beautiful times to take a look at what is no longer serving me in my life. What baggage have I been carrying around that it's time to release and let go of? And I also really feel with this energy as well, it's looking at the new things we are birthing into the world, the new creations we are bringing into the world, especially where we are welcoming in the solstice as well. So I definitely feel that energy strongly. So before we really dive in, I want to be sure you know that this is the last day to join the Lightworkers Rise Academy. So this is a space I created for the visionaries, the creatives, the spiritual entrepreneurs of the world in supporting you in elevating your business through working with cosmic intelligence and soul-aligned strategy. So really tapping into the blueprint of your business in the space of the Akashic Records and getting deep clarity on the clients you are here to serve, the message that makes you magnetic, and just really feeling into the soul, the essence of your business, and from that space amplifying your impact, amplifying your wealth in the world. So if you want to join me, send me a message. I will get you that link. And anyone who signs up is entered into a draw to win a one-night getaway on me. So you can book at a hotel for the night. I cover your meal. And while you're there, we have a virtual retreat together. So again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll just put the link below. If you're here live with me, reach out in Facebook Messenger and I can get you that link. So with the Capricorn full moon, looking at the energy of Capricorn, this is all about the work we do in the world. Capricorn governs our public standing, how we show up. It's very linked to this energy of success, of dedication, of passion, of purpose. So all these things are really coming into focus right now. It's this ability to put our emotions aside and do what needs to be done to get to where we desire to go. So it's a very ambitious sign that really reminds us to commit to our path, to our purpose. And I'm going to share a little bit more about that because I know anytime we talk about purpose and our soul path, it can bring up a lot for people, especially if you feel that maybe you haven't fully locked into that, right? It can bring up a lot. So we're definitely looking at those themes around the moon. Just trying to get comfortable out here. I'm like sitting on my deck, trying to get comfy. All right, yeah, so we're really looking at those themes of showing up, being committed to the path that we chose to be on this lifetime. Now, if we look opposite the Capricorn energy, we have the sun in Cancer. And in astrology, there's always oppositions. Every zodiac sign has a sign that represents opposite qualities. And these energies are compatible, but it's also where we look to find a sense of balance. So with Capricorn, we're looking at work and dedication and showing up, and it's very like a masculine energy of what do I do to get the results that I desire. If we go to the opposite of that, where we are in Cancerian season right now, this is very much a feminine energy. The Cancerian energy governs our home life. It governs the power of our emotion. And where there is so much knowledge and wisdom in what the Capricorn archetype teaches us of knowing when to put emotions aside to do what needs to be done, there's also wisdom in the Cancerian energy of knowing when to look at our emotions, to honor our emotions and what they are showing us. us. So we're really finding that balance right now. Just as we are looking at that balance between the masculine energy of showing up in the world and taking that action, and the Cancerian energy, the feminine, of allowing ourselves to receive, allowing ourselves to prioritize self-care, self-nourishment, to restore our energy. Full moon blessing, Sherry, and Emer is releasing control and going with the flow of the universe, surrendering. Yes, holding space for you. Beautiful energies for that. Hello, Lorena and Kim. If you're just jumping in, say hi. Share with me what you are releasing and letting go of in this full moon energy, the solstice moon. So beautiful. Such a beautiful, peaceful, abundant energy that's being activated around this. And so we're looking at these balances between the masculine and between the feminine. And it really brings up these questions as well of, have we been committed to getting the results we desire in our life? Have we chosen it again and again? Or have we just chosen that, yes, this is something I want, but we've really not backed that decision? And looking at, are we willing to take the actions to get to where we desire to be? That's a big part of that as well. When we look at the Capricorn archetype, it is about taking that action. Because sometimes if we're too much just doing the mindset and the energetic work, there's some fears going on where we're actually afraid to put ourselves out there, to be visible, to make a change in our routine or the habits that we have. So we really want to look and explore, is that happening in our life? Is that happening in your business? Is that happening in another area of your life where you're doing the behind the scenes work, but you're afraid to step up and actually take the action? Now, the other side of this as well is, have you been taking all the action? Are you relying just on will and force in order to get things done and in order to get results? And where are you called to leverage more of your energy? Now, I talked a lot about this last week. It's been a busy couple weeks doing podcast interviews and videos, and I did a video a couple days ago now on the Akashic codes for business expansion. If you're not in my Facebook group, reach out and I'll get you that link. It's Spiritual Goddesses Healing the World Together, and that video is still pinned to the top of the page. And in that video, I talked a lot about leveraging our energy over just our action. So everything we're doing, we're infusing with a potency and intention behind it. And we start to realize that it's not just the actions that create these results in our life, but it's the energy that's infused into them, right? It's the intention. So this full moon is bringing us back into a balance of both, right? Really looking at both in our life. Am I willing to show up and do what needs to be done to get the results I want? Am I relying too much on will and force and my strength alone? Or am I doing just too much, right, of the energy work and I'm not taking the action? Where can those two come together? Where are they needing to merge in my life? And there's so much power in reflecting on that, right, and really feeling into that energy. Now, the ruler of this full moon is Saturn. And Saturn governs over time and karma. So these are big themes coming up right now as well, because with this full moon energy and the cosmic alignments, we're seeing things come together. We can really see the efforts of the work we've put in pay off in our life. And again, sometimes this is very much like a tangible result of, yes, I've reached a new income goal, right? Or I've reached a new stage in my relationships where I'm able to have deeper intimacy or vulnerability, like all those things. But it can also be the internal of being proud of how you're navigating through the challenges or obstacles and the good times in your life, like the person you have become. Like, we're really aware of all of that and reaping the rewards of the work we put in, and also having an awareness of where we maybe tried to take a shortcut, where there's something we still need to look at or clean up. And there's no judgment around this. This full moon is simply bringing that into our awareness so we can create those shifts, right? What area are we not happy with? And if we release blame and judgment and just simply look at, what do I desire in this area of my life? What role do I play in getting that result that I want? And now when we look at time, I talked a lot about this in the video in my Facebook group as well. This is a free Facebook group. Spiritual Goddesses Healing the World Together is the name of the group. You can also just message me for the link. The video is pinned to the top. And I also talked a lot about time and how sometimes we fall into this idea of a shortage of time, or like feeling a lack of time, and we have time working against us when it was never meant to be that way. So these questions are coming into play right now as well. Can we allow time to work for us? Where in your life are you blaming a shortage of time? Are you feeling overwhelmed by time? Because that can be like a lack mentality and energy too, right? We don't want to be in that space. Emer, I was definitely relying on brute force. I've done my bit. I'm handing off the rest to the divine. I love it, Emer. Yes, right? Sometimes we're like, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to dig in. And you know, there can be a time and place for that, but it also gets exhausting. We also will eventually burn out, and we're cutting ourselves off, right? And I've done this before too. Emer, I've totally done this, right? So I love to teach on this because it's also been a lesson I've learned to look at, okay, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to show up. Well, what am I going to delegate to the universe? How can I allow the universe to support me, right? So I'm going to show up and I'm going to trust the universe is also going to deliver. And that's where we enter this co-creative dance. And that feels really good, right? When we're in that co-creative dance. So yes, that idea of time is really coming in strongly here as well, and how we're working with time, how we see time in our life. Are we using it as something that's coming from scarcity and lack, right? How can we shift that? How can we shift our mindset around that? Now, one of the only aspects that this moon is making that's just so beautiful is a sextile over to Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces is such a creative energy. So if we look at this energy of Capricorn where the moon is, that's structure, that's dedication, that's the masculine. Jupiter in Pisces is very feminine. It's about our creative gifts in a very like traditional sense even of creativity, like painting and dancing and singing and writing and creating. And it's looking at all those gifts, and are we taking time for that in our life? Are we honoring our creative self? And even for many of the clients I work with as well, like the work you do in the world is also a creative expression, right? I feel that for me, like the programs I put out, like it has a very creative feel to it as well. So it's looking at honoring that aspect of us. And where it's in a sextile with the moon in Capricorn, I feel there's another storyline that's emerging too. And it's asking us to look at, are we giving structure to these creative gifts? Because it's a very different energy. So what I mean by that is maybe you have a book that you want to release and share with the world. Are you taking time each day, carving out like an hour a day to sit and write? That's like bringing your creativity and this idea of structure together. Or to go with this idea, if maybe you have a program you want to release into the world, but you keep putting it off, put in time, right? Schedule it out today. Say, okay, for this hour, I'm sitting down, I'm getting the sales page done, I'm going to create some content, bringing these energies together of creativity and structure. And that's really what motivated the title for this video too, is like that sense of commitment to our path and purpose. Are we committed? Are we dedicated? Are we choosing it again and again? Are we choosing it when it feels difficult, when it looks like it's not working? And not from brute force of I'm going to do this, but definitely a dedication and a strong internal choice, but also again, allowing the universe to support us, right? Because that's what this beautiful aspect is revealing to us as well. I think with Jupiter and Pisces is don't forget your connection to your higher self. Don't forget your connection to your spirit team. Ask them to send you signs. Ask to feel supported. And that can come through fellow humans on our path too, right? We may pray for help and guidance, and then we have someone come into our life that is the answer to that prayer, that is that solution, but also being unattached to how that's going to play out. Let me know if this is resonating here. Hello, Antoinette, releasing old karma. I've got my laptop here and I'm just gonna pull up and take a look at the chart as well and feel into anything else that's coming through. Yeah, karma's big with Saturn being the ruler of this full moon. Saturn governs over our karma. We don't want to be stuck in old karmic cycles and ties, right? And this karma can play out around our business, around our finances, around our relationships. And we want to learn. We're not meant to stay in karmic loops. We're meant to learn from these patterns and then transcend them, right? It's a beautiful opportunity opportunity to look at, okay, what is it time to release and let go of? Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at my chart here and see if there's anything else coming through. Okay, so Mercury direct, this has been an interesting Mercury retrograde. Oh my goodness, anyone else enjoy this Mercury retrograde? Lots of stuff going on there. Okay, so Mercury the past 3 weeks has been retrograding in its home sign of Gemini. So there's definitely all the tech stuff involved with that. It's also an opportunity, if you look over this past month, to look at the lessons that have been surfacing for you. Mercury retrograde can bring up old karma, can bring up old beliefs from the past, and that's how we can really work with it in a higher expression, is taking a look at what are our core belief systems that are at play in our life, and are they serving you? Like, all of us need to ask that, right? We tend to think of our thoughts as like facts, our beliefs as factual. And this changed my life when I first learned this in psychology. That's my background. I have a master's in psychology, and when I first learned about the power of beliefs and that they're not facts, and we can look at our beliefs and we can question them and we can ask, is this true? Is this serving me? What's another way to see this? And we can actually rewire our brain and put in a new belief. That's huge, because when we do that, we change our life, because beliefs hold an energy and a frequency, and that is the language of the universe, is energy and frequency. So when we're able to shift our beliefs, we shift the energy we are activating, and Mercury retrograde can really reveal that. Now it is direct. It went direct prior to this full moon. Yay. Celebrate that. Oh yeah, it was so much, right? Janine? Oh my God. It was a lot. Yes. Hello, Johanna. Yeah, so it is direct now, but it's still in its shadow phase. So what that means by its shadow phase is it's still covering territory that it's already covered, right? So it's, even though it's direct, it's going over the territory it covered already through the retrograde. So we're still in this time of processing and integrating, and that beautiful chance to look at, okay, what are those core beliefs that are at play in my life, and how can I begin to shift that? How can I entertain new thoughts? How can I practice new thoughts and rewire my brain to be able to see things in a new way, to be able to see things through a new light? Now, we are also just coming out of eclipse season, the first full moon after eclipse season, and eclipses are that energetic reset. Eclipse season was really interesting too, right? There was a lot of releasing, a new path that is emerging, and I love that the first moon we have coming out of this eclipse is in Capricorn, which is about that structure, right? And that dedication to our work. And I think it's inviting us to ask, okay, this new path is emerging. What's that new path that I chose? And how can I continue to be dedicated to that in my life? How can I continue to honor this decision? So take a look at what were those intentions you set a couple weeks ago at the new moon? What area of your life did you set those intentions in? Can you revisit that and recommit to that? Because that's where we see those results, is through that persistence, right? And that dedication. I know that keeps coming through. Maybe that should have been the name of this video, right? Persistence and dedication. Although I definitely feel this theme of like commitment to your soul path and purpose. So looking at that a little bit, like we do incarnate into this earth plane, into this physical body with certain intentions around what our soul is here to experience. And you can explore that in the Akashic Records, in astrology. That's what I help my clients do. There is that larger purpose. And when I say purpose, there's different elements to this. Like your purpose can also be, what are the skills you're here to learn this lifetime? What are the traits you're learning to embrace in your life? And what ones is it time to let go of, right? We really see that through the nodal axes in astrology. We can also take a look at what is your career path? What are those natural gifts that you have for how you show up in your business? So there's all of that. There is something to that. I don't want you to stress if you feel like, I don't know my purpose, right? Because there's also purpose in the sense of, where are you in this moment? And your purpose can be simply showing up fully for this moment in time. So simply being present in this moment, being all of you. All of that is so powerful as well, right? There's like that larger purpose, but there's the purpose moment to moment of, am I showing up fully? Am I being present? Am I honoring my heart and where I'm being guided? Am I honoring my values? Am I being true to me? How can I seek more joy and pleasure in this moment in time? Like, that can be our purpose too. That can be something to commit to. I think I shared this question on the last video I did too, the last new moon video, but I love that it's coming in again now too, just feeling into this question of how can I love my life more today? How can I be more in love with my life? And what that does is prime your brain to notice all the things you have that you can be grateful for in this very moment in time. All the things that are working, and that goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this video, and the energy I really feel coming in is at any moment in time we can focus on what's working really well in our life, or we can focus on what's not going great. And what we focus on will determine how our life plays out and what we create in the future. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Enjoy these beautiful full moon energies. If you want to join me in the Lightworkers Rise Academy, doors close tonight. So this is the space to elevate your business through connecting to cosmic intelligence, combining that with soul aligned strategy. So work on getting clear on what your message is, magnetizing soulmate clients, soulful selling, even deeper than that, building your empire, leaving a legacy in the world, connecting to the soul of your business. It's a magical space. So message me if you want more details on that. I am sending you all so much love and light and full moon blessings, and bye for now. Bye.